Good afternoon and welcome to the State of North Carolina Agency Meet and Greet Series. My name is Andrea Bennett and I lead a program called Ed to NC operated through the North Carolina Office of State and Human Resources. The main goal of this program is to excite, motivate, and encourage college students, alumni, and early career professionals into rewarding careers in state government. Thank you all for joining us here today, for this is day 3 of our series with the North Carolina General Assemblies. Before I hand it off to GA, I have a few announcements. At the end of this meeting, I will be sending out a link to a very short survey and a follow-up email. Please take the time and complete it and give us your feedback. Also, if you are interested in registering for another session later this week or next week, I will provide that link in that email as well. Besides that, if you have any questions during the course of this presentation, please feel free to use the chat unless otherwise noted by our presenter today. Without further ado, the North Carolina General Assembly. Thank you so much.
Hi, everybody. My name's Shelby Holland, and I just want to make sure you can see just the PowerPoint, right? Yeah. Okay. Hi. So I am the generalist and talent acquisition coordinator for the General Assembly. I am also a UNC Charlotte alumni. Go Niners. And I've been here at the GA for a little over 3 years. I am going to try to figure out how to. Okay. All right. You can still just see the thing. Okay. All right, so let's get started. Oh, and as Andrea said, if you have any questions, just put them in the chat, or just shout out. There's not too many people on here, so I'm happy to answer any questions, but I'll also have time at the end to answer any questions you may have. Okay, so our mission. The General Assembly doesn't really have a mission statement. So this is kind of, in my own words, what I think both the partisan and the nonpartisan staff strive to do here. So, and that's to provide assistance and a safe and productive environment for our state legislators. Their responsibility as the elected officials of the third branch of government is to serve the constituents and to represent them in the right way and how they best see fit. And we are here to help them do that, whether it's on their own personal staff, and that would be the partisan side, or the central staff, which is under the Legislative Services Office. And I'll be talking more about that in a minute. But yeah, let's see. Did it not move?
If you are moving to a next slide, we still see your first general slide with the your welcome with your name and email address.
Okay. All right. Okay, now we're on to the next one. So that's our mission statement. And it's basically the Constitution grants the right of the legislature to enact laws and to make decisions on the behalf of the constituents. So it's pretty unique to work here. Yeah, so we're just going to go to the next one. All right, so partisan employment. I specifically do not deal with too much recruiting for them. They typically do that for within their own offices or with our 2 legislative assistant directors, Sherry Pearson with the Senate, and then we have Ann Luck with the House of Representatives. And that would be, they're the directors over the legislative clerks. Each member, there's 170 of them, 120 representatives and 50 senators, and each of them have a legislative assistant or a legislative clerk. The next would be the policy advisors and research assistants. That's just an additional role that people will play within like leadership teams. And if you want more information about that, they'll be happy to provide that as well. We have a government operations group. Hold on one second. Okay, the GovOps, their goal is to strengthen the governmental accountability by making sure the government institutions operate efficiently, effectively, and in compliance with the law. Members and staff track mandatory reports and stuff like that, but they are selected by the leadership of both chambers to make sure that everything that they're budgeting for and all of those things, they're running properly. And finally, there's leadership, and that's basically anything from directors, director of communications, constituent and district liaison. We actually have that one up right now. That's more of an entry-level position, and it's more forward-facing. It's the mouthpiece of that office, basically, and just kind of funnels things into it. But they all do their own recruiting, and that would be through them. But if that's something you're interested in, again, we have we can send you to the right people. So then, okay, and then I just want to talk about the internship program really briefly. Basically, it's only for the partisan staff. They can opt to have an intern if they wish. They can only have one per office, but why is it? Okay, why? It provides students with the professional work experience, and it's really a unique opportunity to interact with the elected officials in a way that you typically wouldn't be able to, and learn more about the legislative process. The programs provide valuable work experience for undergraduate and graduate students, particularly those in an interest in political science and public administration, law, or even a career in just public service overall. Who's eligible? That would be any North Carolina student, or if you're a North Carolina resident and you're attending an out-of-state school. As it says, you must be 18 or older, and you can only serve 2 terms, whether it's spring, summer, and fall. You can only do 2 of those. And there's deadlines to those. So, for example, the fall term has already been closed. It closed August 1st, but if you were interested in spring, those will open up. They might already be open. I'll have to ask Natalie, but the spring term, the deadline is December 1st. So if you want more information about that, there's the link on there. And also if you reach out, I can send you to the right people.
And Shelby, we do have a quick question: is if whether these particular internships are paid?
Yes, they are. Give me 1 second.
Hi,
And
this
forgive
is
me.
Natalie. Can you hear
Hey,
me?
Natalie.
Hey,
Yes.
just wanted to jump in here because I basically handle the internship program as far as onboarding interns and things like that. The internships can be paid. However, if the intern wants to receive school credit, then it would be unpaid. So it's an either or situation. They can be paid or they can receive school credit. It just depends on what the student is trying to do.
Thank you. I did not know. I don't know the specifics of it. Natalie helps bring in and onboard all of our interns, whether they're for the House or the Senate. So, all right. And then we'll go to, are there any other questions about internships before I move on? And again, you can have questions at the end as well. That's typically fine. Okay, so now I'm going to talk a little bit about nonpartisan employment. So I mentioned the Legislative Services Office. So that is the entity that is elected by a committee of leadership between the House and the Senate, and that individual is in charge of the administration of the whole agency. So the LSO, the Legislative Services Office, provides the services necessary for day-to-day functioning of the institution, whether that's human resources, financial services, security, food, facility maintenance. And then we have 3 larger divisions that help specifically with the members and help them do their budgeting and write their drafts. And I'm going to go into those a little bit. So first is the legislative Analysis, which serves as professional staff to the members of the Senate and House committee. They help draft and amend bills, and when they're out of session, they help them do specific research projects. The next one would be bill drafting or legislative drafting, and they assist the legislators to prepare bills for introduction. So they assist the House and Senate Appropriations Committee and the Fiscal Research Division to prepare the state budget, and that's all three of these that I'm talking about. They work hand in hand. They are all very closely related. It just kind of depends on where your preferences are and what career path you're really looking for. But fiscal research, so that's they do the fiscal and policy analysis of budgetary and taxation issues that come before the elected members of the General Assembly. So that's going to be those finance majors, the master's programs, stuff like that. But they do all of the numbers work for these legislators to help them do their job. Next is the ISD. So that's the Information Systems Division. And they provide the members and staff with technology infrastructure applications and IT legislative analysis required to support the business and legislative needs of the General Assembly. So anything IT-based, computer science, any of those majors, if that's what you're looking into, we have a large IT department here, and they run everything from the committee rooms to me doing this presentation right now. So that's definitely a career path that's available here at the GA. And as I mentioned, so some preferred degrees. The entry-level positions that we have, so that would be, oh, I didn't move this one. Hold on 1 second. Okay, so communications, public relations, administration, all of those majors are applicable to various jobs here at the GA, whether it's a drafter, a legislative drafter with our bill drafting division. We have a whole, it's called bill processing, but they do all the editing and such for the bill drafting division. And then we hire for Juris Doctors, so any attorneys or stuff like that, we need those for the legislative analysis division and the bill drafting. And then we have accounting, finance, business administration. Again, we have a financial services department, and we have various positions within GovOps and upstairs with the legislators within the partisan staff that look specifically for those things to help them do research and all of that. So, and then computer science, information technology, again, our ISD department, and criminal justice. So any of our entry level positions, we're really looking for that, like, commitment, and a lot of them require a degree, but some of them, even if it's an associate's degree, we just try to find somebody that's the best fit for the position. And so it really doesn't matter if, anyways, okay, sorry, I am tongue-tied today. But yeah, so we have one more thing. Okay. Why to work for us? So there's a lot of opportunities for professional development here within the GA, and that is access to resources that allow you to grow as a colleague, to work in a team environment, and provide the opportunity to advance within our agency. We are all about promoting from within if we can, and even if it's going outwards, we really, really endorse just personal development. So I love working here. I can't say it enough, but really this whole agency is unlike any other. It's a very unique space, and everybody works together. I mean, from the directors all the way to the cafeteria and housekeeping, everybody here is a team player. Okay, and then if you've attended any of the other sessions, you probably heard about the competitive pay and benefits. State benefits are one of the best that you can have in the state, in my opinion. And on top of that, it's a very stable position, and the benefits vary from retirement, longevity, to health benefits and eye vision and all of that. So we have a full array of benefits. And then the true work-life balance. So work-life balance, you get the paid time off, you get holidays, but it's also that like structure of most of our positions are 8 to 5. I mean, that's not to say I leave here at 5 every day, but if I want time off, like you have that time to use and utilize, and you have community service hours, and we even have a voluntary shared leave program that if somebody doesn't have enough leave and they're qualified for it, people can donate their leave that have like saved up all of it. And so anyways, work-life balance is super important, and it's one of the main ways to retain people is to make sure that they feel like they're not taking work home with them, or they have the chance to disconnect and focus on themselves, because while work is important, it's not everything, so work-life balance is really important here. And then it's the unique opportunity to provide support to your state legislators. I mean, it makes them real humans, it makes the whole process seem like feasible in a way that if you hadn't worked here, you wouldn't really understand. You get the unique opportunity to see how this whole place functions from top to bottom, and all the work that goes into running the third branch of government. And education and training. So we are really big on training and like growth in that way, but it could be specific within your career path, whether it's in one of the larger divisions or just I take trainings all the time. So it's from top to bottom, but also we have our IT department that does trainings all the time for anybody who's interested, whether it's cybersecurity or things of that nature. And we provide a lot of opportunities for you to gain knowledge and advance your skill sets. And we have retirement planning as well. So, and I know most of you are still in school, but retirement planning is important even from a young age. And I'm sure you've heard that from your parents, your career advisors, or your current employers, that you can never be too early for retirement planning. And so the last one is to make a difference for all the citizens of North Carolina, to really see, like I said, to see how this place works and to know that you're a part of it. And when you come to work, even if it's a long day, a bad day, personally, like, at the end, it means something. We're helping the state laws and legislature function and hopefully make it a better place, and it's really, really unique. I mean, I said I've been here a little over 3 years, and I couldn't imagine working somewhere else. It's unlike any other place, and we are separate from state agencies, so we have a few different rules. Like we're not subject to GS 126, which is the oh my gosh, I'm blanking, which is the state oh my God, my boss. Anyways, State Human Resources Act. So sorry. Okay, and then next is just questions. And I hope you guys have lots of them, because I feel like I fumbled my way through this presentation, but I am happy to answer any and all questions you guys have.
Not at all, Shelby. I got you. I just sent in the chat the GS 126. Got your back, Shelby. No problem at all. Just to get our questions jumped and moving, because that is a question. I think that is a common thing that folks may not actually understand the difference between General Assembly and the other state agencies. So just a very basic one. If someone was interested in finding or at least applying for a position with General Assembly, where can they find those job postings?
Okay. as you can see, hopefully you guys can see my questions page, but the easiest way to see any jobs that we're posting is careers.ncleg.gov. Now, you're not going to find your internship applications on there. You'd have to go to the General Assembly website or to the link that Andrea shared within the chat, but we're always recruiting for various things. Right now, there happens to be quite a few partisan jobs, but just 2 weeks ago, we were doing bill drafting, fiscal, and legislative analysis. And right now we're looking for a legislative services office assistant. So that would be somebody that works at the front desk of one of the central staff divisions. And that, for example, that position, there's not really a firm education requirement. We're really just looking for somebody who we feel is the best fit and who can be flexible. It's going to be, anyways, you get it, but that would be where you go to apply for anything.
Thank you so much. I just put that into the chat, I believe. I just put that. Folks, check this link and make sure it pulls up on your site, that you're able to open it through that chat. Let me know if you're not able to open it, if you're not able to open it on your side. Thank you so much for that, Shelby. It looks like someone is typing a question into the chat. And so you did, I'm sorry, go ahead.
Sorry, this is Natalie again. I wanted to just jump in and answer a question about the internships. So the members that request interns varies from term to term. And when interns are applying, they're just applying to either be an intern for a member of the House or for a member of the Senate. They're not particularly applying to be an intern for a specific member. That's not known until, like, they're selected for the internship, which member they're going to be working for. And unfortunately, we do not help with any kind of housing support for the summer internships. You would have to be able to either commute to work or live relatively close by in order to work, because all the interns work on site here at the GA offices.
Thank you, Natalie.
Thank you so much for that.
And I just saw the question posted by Brandy. So your bachelor's will be in organizational leadership and you have an associate's in human. So honestly, there's a bunch of positions that you would be eligible for. Legislative clerk is one of them if you're interested in working hand in hand with the legislators. But if you're interested in a nonpartisan position, the legislative services office assistant is up. We're not currently recruiting for human resources, but there's also the bill drafting division, which is bill processing. They always have openings pretty much like twice a year. And there's just, if you just keep an eye open, there's a lot of jobs that you would be applicable for, because really just having the degrees is a big portion of it. So I hope that answers your question.
A follow-up to that, Shelby, because I know through NeoGov we have a job alert portal where folks can, select their career categories, and then how it works. We're typically people can get the emails every time a job opens up based on those career categories. From my understanding, because General Assembly positions are not typically run through NeoGov, the job alert system won't pull those positions, correct? If I'm correct? Okay, just want to make sure.
Well, it might, because when we post, we still post on NeoGov and we do those filters, and so it should still, if you have your notifications turned on for NeoGov for specific job alerts, they should come up when, hopefully, when people or when we post. But it is we do have the application outside of NeoGov, so you would have to do that extra step of applying through our website.
Thank you for reminding me, because I always forget that second piece. You are correct. It is posted on NeoGov, but it does say go to this link to actually submit it. Thank you for reminding me. So yes, everyone, I did put that link into the chat there. It is a link to our job alert system. So for following up to what Shelby said, as far as those positions that they're not actively recruiting for, you can go to that job alert link, list those topic areas that you're interested in. And once those positions are available, whether within General Assembly or any other agency that are very similar to those positions, you will receive an email the minute those positions post. And once you receive that email, if you fit all the minimum education and experience, please apply. And once you receive that, apply, and then you can start working through our application process, and hopefully you will be called and call for a position or call for an interview soon after that, after you submit your application. So yes, that link is into the chat. I will also, in a few seconds, post the link to our job board as well.
One more thing that I meant to mention earlier, and it was part of the mission statement, but it's to provide a safe work environment. We have our own police force on site. So the police department here is responsible for the safety and security of all the legislators and their staff. So if that's a career path that you're interested in, please look at our website and apply. You have to have a BLET, but if you're in the process of it, we're continually hiring for that position. So please check it out if that's something you're interested in, or if you know somebody, just send them our way. The captain would kill me if I didn't say something. But does anybody have any additional questions?
Shelby, you used an acronym that I was not familiar with, and I'm sure there may be one or two other people who may not be familiar with the acronym. You said if we do not have a BLET.
BLET, Basic Law Enforcement Training Certification.
There we go.
Sorry. Yeah, the state government loves acronyms.
Yes, they do.
I still don't know all of them, but yeah, that's just yeah.
So are there any other questions for Shelby here? So we talked about where to find the careers. Natalie answered some great questions about the internships and the different types of internships and when they'll be available and the timelines for those internships. And did we put the link for the internships into the chat?
You did earlier, I thought, when I was discussing. Yeah, it's up there closer to the top, the internship program.
Okay, we have that. We have your contact information. Any other questions for Shelby or for Natalie?
Well, my contact information is on there. Also, there's a lot of information on the website, the NCGA website for any of those divisions I discussed or for the internship program. And that's where you would have to apply is on there. And how to contact people for upstairs, like any of the leadership positions and that stuff. So please check out the website, and I am happy to discuss any questions or concerns you have after this or in the future. And best of luck with all of your pursuings now. You guys most of you are still students, and that's an exciting time. It feels like so long ago for me. It was like 6 years ago. But yeah.
It doesn't seem that long. It still feels like yesterday for me, and I'm much older than you, Shelby.
Oh my goodness. No, that is not. I mean, it's just an exciting time. There's so many opportunities in front of you guys, and right now it's a great time to pursue a career. It's the candidates market. So hopefully we are one of your options moving forward, because we'd love to add you to our team.
Awesome. Well, thank you again. If there's not any other questions, I will give it about 10 more seconds, just in case there's any bubbles popping up into the chat, or if someone would like to unmute themselves If not, I will say thank you so much for everyone for attending. Thank you so much to our members of the General Assembly for presenting all their interesting facts and all their wealth of knowledge with us this afternoon. Like I mentioned at the top of our meeting here, I will be sending out a very polite email asking you all to fill out a survey because like I mentioned before, this is the first time we are offering these type of format meetings, and we would like to see if this is something that we'd like to continue, whether later on this semester, next semester, or about a year from now. So we're trying to do something new to see if this is something that we should continue. So in order to determine that, we will need your feedback. So thank you again in advance for completing those surveys. Again, we appreciate your time. Stay safe, and everyone enjoy the rest of your afternoon. Take care.
Thanks, everybody. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Do you need anything from me? I feel
Let
like
me stop recording first.